Hi, welcome back to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie. I'm your guide into the world of Chinese. I could be showing you language, how Chinese language works, operates. I could also show you some stories from Chinese culture. We have plenty. It's like endless supply of stories and knowledge and wisdoms and way of living and all that. The best part of it is it's free. I'm really investing my time to share what I know of my culture on the YouTube online community. If you're interested to know about the other culture, welcome, join me. So what we do here is we learn one expression a day and we learn a new one the next day, but the two are connected by one or two words. It's like pathways. So yesterday we learned 求之不得. It has a double meaning, opposite meaning, actually. It means you really want something, you don't get it. You defeat it or failure, whatever marker you want to put that. But on the other hand, it could be you really want it. You didn't expect you're going to get it. It's like not going to get, but surprisingly you get it. But that surprisingly you get portion is not verbalized. It's, in a context. So it could mean actually you get it, but you came from this, oh, this is beyond my expectation. I didn't ask for this. Like I didn't expect it to happen. Anyways, that's a good meaning. And today we are going to learn 得到多助. 得 is the same 得, you get something. 到. Wow. This is a hardcore concept of very, very Chinese concept because we see the impact of this word around the globe, actually. Taekwondo, Aikido, whatever do out there from Japanese or Korean martial art form, that do sound actually came from this Dao. That's how influential it is. And also in the West, the West know this word as Tao, T-A-O, not D-A-O. Okay, different pronunciation from different, maybe that's a Cantonese Tao, I don't know. But that's the Tao that the world knows. But here I'm telling you the Chinese, Orthodox Chinese pronunciation as Dao. This falling sound. Okay, the component of the word is this half frame of, okay, yesterday we learned this word, right? 知, and it came from that plant looking thing, but abstract into this form. It's kind of a Z with a dot on the top. So this, we call it 走之. It looks like a zhi, but with an elongated tail over there. So that's something related to walking. It's almost like you draw out the path on the paper. That's as long as it can go, right? the frame is that big. That's the longest it can go. But this is meaning maker. That means it's related to the path. And this portion, I mean, the meaning of that is the head. And literally the head from here above. And over here is the sound maker. Even if right now it doesn't sound like anything like a Dao, it sounds like shou. But maybe sometime in the history, it sounds like Dao, or the Dao was originally something like shou. We don't know the story, but there we go. We have the meaning, the road, the path, the trail, and we have the sound, Dao. So all together, it simply means the path to somewhere, A to B. Could be as easy as your route. But this word has been carrying so much meaning and significance in Chinese culture that it becomes, almost like a mystified word of, the way, which is pretty abstract. Like, what do you mean the way? Okay, you can ask for the way, the direction, or you can act, you can say the way as the way of something, like how things works, how it operates, it's like a working manual of something. Or it could be more abstract way of, the way how things work can be much more complex system, or even not a system, it's a chaos. But that's the way. We just put that big giant label of the way as something of, the rules or unseen rules or mechanisms that things are working like that. Either we figure out or we haven't figured out. Mostly haven't figured out. That's the way. Okay, that's my understanding of Tao. And in this case, it becomes like justice. The word justice, because Tao, this word, the way, often with de, which is like moral, the way, the moral way. Okay, Tao, de, the moral way, becomes justice. So sometimes limited by the space, right? We only have 4 slots in here. We want to put in as much, compact information as possible. So here we didn't put de there. Okay, we implied de over there. Here is just Dao, the way, which is enough. We can plug in anything with the way of what, right? So here is the way of moral justice. And then next word, 多. Okay, 多. This is probably the first time you ever see a Chinese word with the exact same mirror image component stacking up together. Yes, we have several Chinese characters act like that. Like, they have the same thing, but repeated twice. There is an intention behind, like why it's repeated. Like same information repeated twice in the same frame, right? What does that mean? Oh, here it means more than one, multiple. So that's 多. What original, like over here, just by itself, it means evening. I don't know, like why evening twice means multiple. But okay, evening is not important here. The important thing is it's repeated twice, and that's multiple. Multiple is the meaning we have here. Okay, 住. This is, again, classical sound maker, meaning maker thing. 住 on the right side, for the almost one of the rare opportunities that the meaning maker actually outsized the sound maker, because a lot of time the meaning maker actually shrink to a corner of the word, and the sound maker, like this Dao thing, takes the majority of the frame. But here, meaning maker, for one of the few times, is actually bigger. This word by itself pronounced as 力 means power, means strength, means force. Okay, Chinese, we don't distinguish to that detail of what exactly what, but it's force. Let's use it like that. And then the left side is sound maker. Probably something like a 主, and now it's a 助. So altogether, the force, when it sounds like 助, means support. You're reinforced, so to speak, right? So altogether, what does that mean? Okay. So here is just the different variations of the word 多. So you can see we stack them up in different ways. Sometimes top down, right? Sometimes a little bit slanted, and sometimes bigger, and the 2 characters spooning together, and sometimes side by side. They all means the same because it's repeated twice. Isn't that amazing? Altogether, 得到多助. Well, it's difficult to capture that meaning in one word in English because it's 4 characters. How can you, make it even more succinct in English? So the overall idea is, if you are seeking justice, if you are, working on the, morally higher ground side, then you're going to get more support because people agree with you or understand what you're doing. And so they're going to lend in more support. So that's the, the meaning. I'm not going to do political commentary, but we know in 2021 in November, one major political event in America society, in America, storytelling, or, I'm not going to comment on one big thing, but that's a kind of situation of seeking justice. You're going to get more support. 中庸之道. Okay, because we have a Dao here, right? And because this is really one of the key wisdoms in Chinese. I want to throw in here early on so that you get, the best part of Chinese here early on. 中庸之道. Altogether is like the middle way. We know 知 is just, well, 知 could means it. 知 could also be the separator between concepts. So it's like A of B in this structure, or A's apostrophe S B. Either way you look at it. But this is the middle, connector part of these two concepts. So Dao is the way. 中庸is 中 means the middle. Look at how we express the middle. A space, rectangle, we cut right there in the middle to mean the middle. Isn't that very logical? Sorry, I'm just enthused about my language, my native tongue. Yung, I didn't really check it out. It's a complicated, probably another session I'm going to dive into what Yung is, but altogether, 中庸 is one major concept, almost as yin yang in its importance in Chinese culture, because 中庸is the discipline, is the guidance, the golden rule for generations of Chinese to live by. What does it mean? 中庸, okay, I'm pretty sure you heard of yin yang, right? Yin yang is two opposing forces. And you kind of recognize like you have opposing forces coexisting, and you kind of try to find that balance, or you make peace of the two opposing sides. So 中庸kind of apply with that framework as well. Like, okay, so you have some diversity here, some opposing forces, black and white, however you want to express it. But 中庸means you kind of find your middle path. You stay balanced. You're not overly doing one thing, neglecting the other, or the other way around. You're kind of balanced. It's like you're standing on both your feet, equally weighted. That's the kind of balancing act we talked about. So 中庸之道, you could translate it as balancing act, actually. And this is one major piece of wisdom, and every Chinese knows about it. And whenever we talk about some situation, especially when it comes to, okay, life is so good, or you're offered with a lot of luxury, or something pleasurable that you just want to indulge yourself in, that's the moment when your parents will say no. Like, we'll bring up 中庸之道. You cannot overdo something. Example, social media, or like, watching some TV shows. It's so good. We binge watch, right? Binge watching or binge drinking, binge anything. It's so against 中庸之道. That's like you're taking to the extreme of something. You're neglecting the rest of the things you need to hit as well. So you need to take care of your health. So you cannot overdo something in one big shot. But I don't know, we have more diversity nowadays, and probably 中庸之道 is not deemed as so necessary or relevant even. But I mean, to me, I'm still pretty much living a balanced life, and I appreciate balance. Like, I don't want to be overthrown by anything in my life. I want to stay centered so that I can adjust my way and react appropriately without losing my balance. I'm ready, right, to be in that center spot, so that, sorry, I'm doing this, so that I stay in a good shape to react to either it's good or bad or ugly, right? In American lingo, like anything thrown to you by life, like if I'm centered, I stay in the state, I'm ready to respond in a better version of responding. So that's the golden rule of Chinese, the balancing act. Hope you enjoyed today's show and have some takeaway. All right, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.